welcome everyone. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Now in this video we are going to draw the image that is visible on your screen. Now it looks a little bit simple, but there are certain aspects of drawing that you should understand before moving to this particular drawing. You should be aware about rectangle command, then arc command, and how we can align different objects. So basically we are not provided with the location of this rectangle exactly. So how we can place rectangles in a symmetry, that's something that we are going to learn in this one. So this is going to be a little bit different than the other drawings. So I hope you guys will learn something new. So without any delay, let's start learning. Let's start drawing. Take a screenshot of this and draw alongside me. So to draw this, we are going to start from the leftmost portion or leftmost circles that we have. Now both of these circles, they are provided with a diameter. So we are going to use center diameter and specify center point as the origin. So select circle using center and diameter and specify the starting point as 0, 0 and then press enter. Now diameter for first circle is 45 units. So 45 and press enter. Then using the roller button of the mouse, we can zoom in to whatever extent we want. Then we are going to repeat the same command using the same center, and this time the diameter should be 75 and then press enter. Now what we are going to do is we are going to start a line from this point, draw a line till this point, and then create another line of 15 unit length, and then in horizontal direction on the right side we need to draw a line of 38 units at an angle of 0 degree. So then press enter. Now we are going to leave it rather than leaving it here, we are going to leave it here. Now after this, the next thing that we are going to do is we are going to select line again, and after starting this line we are going to move till 60 units. Okay, so at the rate 60 less than 0 and then press enter. Now this is the point where we need to create the groove that is provided. So again at the rate, this time we need to draw 22 unit at an angle of 90 degree and then press enter. Leave this portion, or we can go for 44 units downwards. So 44 less than 270 or minus 90 will work here, and then press enter. Now this is the left side of the groove that is provided to us. Again select a line, start from this point, and this distance, this length of this groove is 53 units at an angle of 0 degree and then press enter. Now this total groove is of 17 units. So basically on one side it should be 8.5. Press enter, and this total will be 17 and then press enter. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create an arc using start, end and radius, because we have a starting point, we have an ending point, and we have a radius. So we are going to click on start, end and radius. So this is our starting point, this is our ending point, and radius that we have is 165 units. So 165 and then press enter. Now by default, basically we have created the arc, but this was not the direction that we were expecting. So we have two options here. One is, while drawing the arc, we can press Ctrl button to change the direction, or we can basically change the way we are selecting the points. Okay, now radius 165 and then press enter. So this was the alignment that was needed. Now what we can do here is we can create a mirror image if we want, or we can create an arc again. So both of these options are equally suitable without any issue. Okay, by mistake I have erased the source object, so that is not something that I want. So let's do not erase. So this is the central groove that was needed, that we have created here. Now after that, what we need to do is we need to move for another, we need to create this portion on the other side as well. So select mirror command, specify this line as the mirror line, and do not erase the source object. So we have created some portion. Now we need to trim the non-required portion from here. Now you will see that the left side is taking shape that we wanted. Okay, now we need other distances that are there in order to draw the other options. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to find out the point that should have been that should be somewhere here, and we are going to create the central portion. So before creating anything, what we are going to do is we are going to select a line, start a line from this point and go move for 23 units and then press enter. Now this is the location of this is the area where we are going to create those circles. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to again create a line for 22.5, as total distance between the center of the inner circle is 45. So 22.5 on one side as and 22.5 on other side. So I'm taking 45 because double of 22.5 will be 45, and then press enter. Now these are the center points of the circles. So now I'm going to select a circle using center and radius. Take this point as radius, center, and specify radius as 5. Now we want to rather than creating 4 circles separately, I'm going to create a rectangular array. So click on rectangular array. Now just take a look. We have created this rectangular array. Now we need 2 columns only. So change the column to 2, and rows again we want only 2. But the distance between these rows and these columns, this is something that we want to change. So distance between rows, we want this distance to be 45. Now take a look. So our circles are perfectly aligned here at a distance of 45. Now on the horizontal side, we don't want this to be 45. We want this distance to be 45 minus 5 and minus 10. So 45 minus 5 will be 40, and this distance that we need is 30 units. Press enter. Now these are the inner circles that were needed, that we have created. Now around these circles we need to create a rectangle. So we can use rectangle command without any difficulty. The only thing that we need to do is we need to find out one corner point. So how we are going to do that? So just take a look at the screenshot that you have taken at the starting. So you will find some dimensions that rectangle should be of 45 by 60 units in the first case, and second rectangle should be of 60 units by 75 units. So we have dimensions of rectangles, and the inner rectangle and outer rectangle, both of them, they have a fillet radius of 8. So what I can do is I can use rectangle command. So click on rectangle here, and then we are going to specify, basically we can specify chamfer, elevation or fillet at the same location itself. So I'm specifying fillet here with a radius of 8. Then I'm simply specifying any corner point at any location. Now we have dimensions, so I'm clicking on dimensions. Now what is the length? Length is 45 for the first one. Press enter, and then the next length that we have is, or width that we have is 60 units, and then press enter. So this is the rectangle that we have. So I'm simply placing it here. Okay. Now after that, what we can do is we can move this rectangle. Now in order to move it, we need to find out the center where we want to move it. So select this point as starting point and this point as the ending point, and press escape. Now center point of this one should be the center of this rectangle. So click on move, specify base point. So this is the base point that we have, and we want to place it at this midpoint. So it's done. Now the next rectangle we are again going to create by the same method that we have used. So we are going to use the same fillet of radius 8, press enter, and then give it a starting point, and then specify dimensions. We have dimensions that are 60 by 75, press enter, and then click on any side. Now we are going to move it. So click on move, specify base point as the center point of this rectangle and place it at midpoint of this line, and we are done. So this is the inner portion that was needed, so that we have placed here. Now delete anything that is not needed. Now what we are going to do is we are going to start a line from the center of this rectangle vertically upwards. Now this line, the height of this line that we have, it should be basically equivalent to the previous line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start another line from this particular point and draw it till this point. Now this segment will help us in determining the other I would say that geometries or lengths that we need. So what we can do is the next thing that we need to do is we have this endpoint and we want to find out the other endpoint at this particular location for the for drawing the curve. So how we can do it, how we can achieve this, that the curve that are starting from this point, basically the next point is if we extend those curves, they should pass through the center of these circles. So select the same arc command using start, end, and radius. So give this point as a starting point and this point as the end point and specify radius as 165 units and then press enter. But again, the direction is not the direction that we want, so we'll have to change the sequence, or basically we will have to press control button. So I'm simply changing the sequence of selection of these points, then specify radius as 165 and then press enter. So just take a look. This is the arc that we needed. So we can remove the non-required portion and then we can create a mirror image. So select trim and remove these options. Okay. Now this line was also not a part of plan, so we are going to remove it as well. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a mirror image of this arc by using center line. Okay, and do not erase the source object. So just take a look. We are done with this left side as well. Now what we are going to do is we are going to create a mirror image. So before deleting it, click on mirror, then select objects. Now the objects that we want to select are all of these lines, and then press enter and specify a mirror line. So specify this line as the mirror line and do not erase the source object. So this is our drawing that was needed. Now what we are going to do is we are going to place the dimensions on this one. So select diameter. Now we are placing these diameters. Then we need some radiuses. So click on radius, click on this circle, right click and repeat, click on this circle, repeat this radius, right click and repeat. We need these fillet radiuses. Now these are 8. Basically it was not needed at 3 different places, but we have placed it to avoid any kind of confusion, I would say. Now the next thing is we need a bunch of linear dimensions starting from this one to this point. Place it somewhere here, right click and repeat. Start it from this point till this point, place it here. Now I'm not worrying about the lengths, or I would say that the exact values here and how I am aligning them, because these are the things that we can do by using align command. Now repeat dim linear. We can place this value if we want. Repeat, start it from here, go till this point. Okay, cancel it. Right click and repeat from this point to this point. This is the dimension that we need here. It's done. Right click and repeat. Start it from this point till this point. This is something that we need. Repeat we need another dimension starting from here going all the way till here. Okay, we are going to change one of these locations. Now right click and repeat. Now we need to place this one as well, 45. Now this is something that is creating a little bit clutter, so we can change its location if we want. So we are going to do one thing. We are going to bring this dimension out of this drawing. So I'm placing it here and right click and repeat. For this one, I'm placing this dimension above. So I'm placing it here. And this R8, we can change its location if we want, like this. So there are 3 more dimensions that we need. So click on linear again. Now this is a dimension that we haven't placed yet. Right click and repeat. This also isn't placed yet. So this 60, 65, then radiuses of smaller circles, then distance between these smaller circles. Okay, this distance is still pending. So click on this. This has starting point, this has ending point. Now there is some error in clicking the value exact locations. So this center and this center. Let's place this dimension at this location itself. And do we need another dimension? Yes. Starting from this center all the way till this center, this is also a needed dimension. Now this is something that is creating a little bit of confusion. So what we can do is we can place it upwards all the way at this location. Now it's better. So just take a look. Is it starting from the exact center point? I have a little doubt. So this is the exact point where it was starting. Press escape. Now select this line and then pick it from this point and place it here. Now it's better. So we have placed almost all the dimensions here that we needed. And 53, 44, 17. We can trim the non-required portion if we want, but before that we need to change the color of all of these dimensions so that there is no confusion. Select similar. Now these 2 diameters, select similar, then select orange color. Now these dimensions are way better, and we are going to create a hatch for this one. So click on gradient, select red and yellow, and place inside. Now in order to make our dimensions a little bit better in visibility, what we can do is we can increase the hatch transparency. So I'm increasing this transparency a little bit so that our dimensions are visible. Click on close hatch creation. Then the next thing is we are going to place another gradient. Let's use a little bit lighter color for placing these objects like this. And it's done, I guess. Yes. So this is the completed drawing, and I hope you guys have learned something new. So that's all for this video. Thank you very much and have a nice day.